I actually don't like Russell all that much. Wow.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Zach.
And welcome back to our channel. Today we want to talk to you about the May Pen Trading Night event that's going to be taking place at Disneyland in California and at Walt Disney World in Florida. The event will be taking place on May 16th from 7 p.m. until 11 p.m. in California and from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Florida. Now, at the time that we're recording this, the California event has already sold out and there are no more spots on the waiting list. So if you haven't signed up for California, I'm sorry. In Florida, however, there are still spots left. Admission, would you call it that? Entrance fee is $15 per person. In California, the event will be taking place at the Star Wars Launch Bay in Tomorrowland, inside Disneyland. In Florida, it will be taking place in a conference room at the Coronado Springs Resort. So in California, you will need a ticket admission or, a ticket to the park. And on top of everything else, in Florida, you will not need a park admission ticket for this event, just the $15 admission.
The event in February celebrated the 60th anniversary of Sleeping Beauty. This upcoming event celebrates the 10th anniversary of Up.
So with that in mind, let's take a look at the pens that will be available for RSP. Should we explain RSP?
Yes.
Okay, great.
RSP stands for Random Selection Process, which is the way they try to ensure fairness. You put your name in for the particular pins that you want, and then it's essentially just a lottery between you and everyone else at the event for who gets what pins. That way nobody is at the head of the line.
Correct. And usually they limit you to 3 selections. So you put in your top 3 pin selections that you want, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get those unless they're super, super low number LE. Like if there was only 200 of them and there were more than 200 people there and everybody wanted one, you wouldn't get one. Most of these pens are limited edition 1,000 and above, which there won't be 1,000 people at the event, which means you probably will get the first pen that you want. That being said, let's take a look at the pens that are going to be offered for this event.
The first one is the Money Jar Up 10 Years pin.
This pen has Carl and Ellie. Is that correct? Did I get that right? Tell me in the comments below if I didn't get that right, because I don't want to look it up. I believe it's Carl and Ellie on their pin here with their little money jar. It's hard to tell from this photo. Again, they don't put out the greatest photos of these ahead of time. The jar is actually 3D on there, so you can see little tiny coins inside that jar. This one is one that I'm definitely putting on my RSP, so I am in line to get this one. I believe that it is a limited edition of 3,000.
The next one is a set of 3 mini jumbo pins, which seems a bit like an oxymoron, but
the mini jumbos.
Yes, it is a 3-pin set of mini jumbo poster pins, which feature Doug, Russell,
and Alpha. Actually, Alpha and his 2 sidekicks. I should know Alpha's 2 sidekicks' names. Wow, I feel like we should watch this movie again before we go to this event. Anyway, these I like these pens. I don't know that I'm going to put on my RSP because I don't know where I would put them or display them. And they seem like they would be really heavy to hang on a wall. The third pen is Russell and Doug. It's called Russell and Doug Up. And this particular one has a spinner element on it. It's a limited edition of 3,000. And this one is going to go for $17.99. Also, the first pen was going to go for $17.99. I forgot to say that. What do you think of this one? This one has a little spinner or a little like squirrel above his head. And I think like, I have just met you and I love you. Probably something like that would be on there.
It's cute. I actually don't like Russell all that much. Wow. He's not my favorite character in the movie, so I don't know that I would. If it were just the Doug with the spinner, I'd be more inclined to say, yes, I'll put it on my RSP, but,
Okay. Well, good. I guess that's not going on his RSP. The next pin is called Kevin Up. What?
Why is that good?
I'm just moving on. It's a transitional phrase. I don't know.
Next one is the Kevin Up 10 Years pin.
Get it? Get it? Kevin Up.
Oh. This one obviously features Kevin, and she is on there with Russell
Who you don't like.
poking out of the bushes. This is a pin-on-pin design, which has some sort of a pivot element.
So it's really hard to tell with these things. We saw this one in the February event. I believe what it is Kevin and her babies are a pin that's on top of the other pin, and they kind of rock back and forth a little bit. It's kind of pivot. I don't know. We'll see. Either that or the setting behind him pivots. I don't know. I don't know which one. This one is a limited edition of 3,000. Retail price, again, is $17.99. Is this something you're looking at?
Maybe?
Okay.
Doesn't really excite me.
Okay. The next pin is the Up House. This features a hinge and translucent fill. It's a limited edition of 1,000, and this one is going for $64.99. This pin is quite large. We saw this one in February. It's quite big, and it flips open. So it's like the design you see in the front is the house, and when it flips open, you see Carl and Ellie inside holding hands and doing their little thing. It's a very cute pen. It's a very large pen, and I think because it's a very large pen, probably not going to go on my RSP. You?
I actually like it, but it would tear a hole in the wall if you tried to put it up on a board, I think. So I think displaying it might be a bit of a logistical nightmare. And it's also a bit more expensive than I think I would want to spend on it. But I do like it. I don't know that I will put it on my RSP, though.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason, or part of the thing that's going on. Is like, there's a lot of pins I like, but are there a lot of pins that I want to buy? That's the other thing here. Is this the final one? No.
Next one is the My Adventure Book pin set. It is a 6-pin set, limited edition of 500, and a retail price of $175. It comes in a sleeve that looks like the My New Adventure Book, which then opens up, and you have these 6 different pins. They're very small on this picture.
You have in the top, you have the picture of Carl and Doug and Russell, and then in the middle, an Adventure is Out There pen, and then on the right, the Wilderness Explorer pen. Underneath that is Russell and Carl fishing, and then a picture of Russell, Carl, and Doug as Wilderness Explorers. I guess he became the pack leader. Carl did. And then the final one is the I'm going to get this wrong. Is it Paradise Falls? Anyway, this is a limited edition of 500, and it's $175. Was that right?
Yes.
$175. I like this a lot. I wish these were individual pins for sale because I like 3 of the pins a lot inside this one. The other 3 I'm not so wild about.
You don't want to spend $175 less 20% for 3 pins.
Yeah, exactly. So, not going on my list. Is it going on your list?
No, not at that price.
So, at this point, I have one thing on my list. Do you have anything on your list?
Yes, I like the first one.
Okay. So, we both have the first one on our pen, on our list. And then they have the Character Connection series for Up, which is the puzzle piece set like they did for Coco, and I believe they did one before that, but these are, how many of them? There's 8 plus 2 chasers. So if you wanted to get all of them, they're $17.99 a piece. So if you wanted to get all of them, that would be $180 if you didn't pull a single duplicate. I guess my problem with the Character Connection pins, wow, this is becoming me grousing about pin night, isn't it? It's like, they're not cool on their own. If they didn't have the puzzle jut outs, they would be better looking on their own, and I would be more inclined to want them. But I feel like if you don't get the entire set, then you have a missing, it doesn't make a pretty arrangement. So I think I'm out. I didn't do the Sleeping Beauties, not because of that reason, but because I didn't like them. It's like, yeah, I think I'm out on this one. Are you?
I like some of the individual pins, and I could maybe get over the missing pieces where the puzzle jut-outs are. I might put 1 or 2 of these on there because I like the Doug, and I like the Kevin, and I like the house. So maybe I'll gamble and see what I get.
Nice.
If I don't get what I want, then they're traders.
True.
And yes, they're limited, but limited edition pins.
It's actually, and if you open them there at the event, there'll be other people opening them there, and you could trade. If you got some duplicates, you could go around. Because usually people will have I say usually like I'm a pro at this. We've been to one. So if past is prologue, there will be people sitting there with pins in front of them that they're willing to trade of this particular set. There, I said that. Now I'm done. The next pin is a Lady and the Tramp, which is a pin trading night pin. This is a limited edition of 1,000, and it has Lady and the Tramp on it. This is absolutely going on my RSP because it is a Lady and the Tramp pin without them eating spaghetti.
You like to point out, anytime we see anything Lady and the Tramp, Daniel will point out that if it's not the spaghetti scene, it's right before the spaghetti scene, because that's apparently the one scene that Disney still has the animation cell for.
It's just like that entire movie. If you'd never seen Lady and the Tramp before, you would think, oh, it's a movie about two dogs that like spaghetti, because that's literally the only thing they ever show from it. But this one violates that rule, which is why I like it. So absolutely, this is going on my RSP. All right, do you like this one?
I don't have the same connection to Lady and the Tramp, but it's cute.
Okay. And then the last one?
The last one is another pin trading night exclusive, limited edition of 1,000, retail price of $17.99. Features Ariel in the water with the ship and the fireworks. I may put this on my RSP, but down kind of low, although I think I only have 2 or 3 things on my RSP at this point. My issue with this pin is her face.
Wow.
Just something about the way they've rendered her face on this pin does not sit well with me.
So let's recap. You don't like Russell. Ariel's face looks like crap. And you don't like Lady and the Tramp. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing...
I didn't say I don't like Lady and the Tramp. I just don't have the same connection to it that you do.
You don't like spaghetti? It's a movie about 2 dogs that eat spaghetti. You should see it sometime. It's great. It's wonderful. Anyway, so those are the pins that are going to be at the pin trading night. So I don't know about this last one, this Ariel one. I don't know that I said... I don't know. I think I may just go in with 2 RSPs this time. Just the very first one.
Yeah.
And the...
there's no law that says we have to buy all of them.
Yeah. The nice thing about these events are you get to meet other pin traders from around the world. So that's always cool and fun. And I got to trade for one of my Pluto pins at the last event. The other thing that happens is that they have big boards there that will show you the upcoming pins for the next quarter. So we will definitely this time remember to take video and share with you that the upcoming pins for the next quarter are while we're there. So that'll be fun.
Yes, it will be.
Are you looking forward to anything there?
I'm looking forward to the displays for the next quarter's pins, because you can get a head start on figuring out what exactly you want to plan a trip over to the parks for, or what you really need to keep your eye on because it's super limited, or and what have you. I'm
hoping to run into Beth Lung. I know that she just moved. She's a YouTuber. If you don't follow her, go down and follow her. I'll put the link down on the doobly-doo. Another pin trading vlogger. She just moved to Orlando. So I'm hoping that maybe we'll run into her. Maybe run into Just a Disney Nerd, who we ran into by accident last time. I didn't even know. So maybe this time we can properly run into her and her husband. So it'll be fun. Maybe we'll see Corey and Haley. I don't know. It'll be great. We'll see. It'll be great. It will probably get there and there'll be nobody there. We will be the only people there. We also learned our lesson last time not to get there at opening, so we're not going to come in until after work. So we'll be getting there later in the evening when the crowds have thinned out, hopefully. Anyway, so hey, if you like what we do on this channel and you want to see more of it, then make sure you click on that subscribe button. Also, we just did our very first pinboard project. If that sounds like something that you think would be really cool to make a pinboard of your own, then check out that video.
We'll put a link right here.
Sure. Also, if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up.
I'll leave a comment in the comment section down below. Tell us what you like, what you didn't like, what you think we could do better.
Yeah. Or if you're going to go to the May Pin event, put a little comment down there so we can be on the lookout for you and we can say hi when we see you. Anyway, till next time.
We'll see you real soon.